Short form content like Reels and Shorts by itself isn't marketing. If you want to build a consistent and predictable lead generation machine, it requires more than just posting 30 to 60-second videos. Not to mention, Reels or short form content tend to attract the cheap dopamine addicts who have thick thumbs from scrolling so damn much. You get the joke, because they scroll so much on social media, their thumbs are thick, and that might be the only thing they work out. But they consume, but they rarely buy. For example, I've mentored some fitness coaches recently that one had 121,000 followers, another one had like 202,000 followers, another one had 190,000 followers, and most of their followers came from Reels. And these coaches can't get their followers to buy a freaking $15 t-shirt, let alone a high-ticket coaching program. And it's sad. Now, I'm not saying to never use Reels. Short form content is a small piece, pun intended, of the larger puzzle. The truth is, using short form and medium form content to drive traffic to long form content, this is the secret to filling up your DMs with quality inbound leads. In fact, they've done studies recently that show that people need to consume an average of 7 to 8 hours of content before they're ready to buy a service. And I believe the study that was done was showing for a service that was around $500 a month or $1,000 or something like that. Nonetheless, no matter what you charge, people have to consume hours and hours of content before they're ready to trust a brand. Now, over the last 12 months or so, I've tested about 6 or 7 different strategies, content strategies, and I stumbled upon a new content system that is landing us around 10 to 25 on a good day inbound leads 100% from organic content, like zero. We're not running any ads right now. And this is working better than anything that I've ever tried before. Even back when, in that like 2020 bubble, when you could just pretty much like post a picture of your poop and you would get like leads. That worked pretty well back then. I never posted a picture of my poop, by the way, I'm being facetious. But this is working even better than that bubble, at least for me. And it combines, for me, Facebook, YouTube, and email. We've also tested variations with this with clients where they're just using Instagram, YouTube, and email. And I even have a client that's doing LinkedIn, YouTube, and email. The point is, and I'm going to break this down for you over the next few minutes, to make this work, there's no magic in do you use Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever. The magic is in how you're getting your audience to consume long form content. And I'm going to walk through how at least we're doing it right now so you can take this and you can model it, because it freaking works. At least it's working really well for me and for about 50 other people that I've had test this exact same strategy. The principles, and I've kind of had to unpack, like, why is this working so well? Like, what is it? And we've found that it's not just one platform. But here's the secret. There is what I'm going to label as a community or tribe platform. This is a platform such as Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn. Some people are using School. It's a platform where you're bringing together a community. You're bringing together a tribe of people. And you're posting your best content. I mean, you're consistent on that platform. You're posting every single day or multiple times a week. And that's where you're mainly focused on generating new eyeballs, new traffic to, whether you're doing it organically or paid or whatever. You're focused on bringing traffic there, and you're posting lots of content. You got to have a platform like that. Now, we use Facebook, but we've seen that Instagram works really, really well for some of our clients. LinkedIn works pretty well. Facebook typically is the best if you are starting, not necessarily from scratch, but if you're not really wanting to dump a lot of money in ads, Facebook's really easy to grow organically, at least get new traffic there. I mean, I've got buddies that like run multi-million-dollar Instagram agencies, and the only way that they've discovered, and I've tested this in my own business, I don't use Instagram as much right now, the only way to grow on Instagram from we've seen data from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of accounts is running ads, right? So that's the way that we found Instagram works really well right now. And there are specific types of ads, and we've actually had somebody come in and teach that inside of our program. So we have a full Instagram thing as well, not just Facebook, but Instagram works pretty well as well. But so my point is, we got to have a place where you're posting your content. Then you pair that with YouTube. YouTube by far has been around for a long time, and this is a great place for people that are on your Facebook, that are on your Instagram, that are on your LinkedIn to come and consume long form content. And I'll go over like content cadence and how much we're posting and things like that here in just a second. But you see, that's the point of it. It's almost like a Netflix for your personal brand. Have you ever been on a Netflix binge where you just like, you're watching a series and you just got to keep watching and watching and watching? Well, this is what happens to you. People will start to binge your content because YouTube is a very bingeable platform versus Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, not so much. People might scroll through and read some of your posts, or again, they might get thick thumbs from going through a bunch of your reels, but they're not, it's really hard for them to consume long form good content on those platforms. Where YouTube, that's what it's made for. It's primarily made for this type of content. And then you pair it with email. If you're not collecting email right now, then you don't have a real business. You're just borrowing it off the platform. If Facebook goes down or Instagram goes down or YouTube, not that they probably will ever go down. I mean, let's just be honest, but they could, right? They could choose to say you don't know. The point is you don't own any of that stuff, but emails, you do own that. Like you can get somebody to opt in and it is your list. And building email and sending out emails and especially promoting my long form content, or at least my really good content, on my email and driving traffic to that. So for example, this YouTube video, I'm going to write a promotional post for this YouTube video, send it to my email list, then my email list will click over, watch this YouTube video. Or if I post, or if I do a live workshop on Facebook, say, or I post a really good post that I want my audience to see on Facebook, instead of relying on the algorithm gods, I'm going to post that same post, but in email. Or I'm going to write the post in email for the most part. I'll write part of it, and then I'll put a link and say, click and go read the rest of the post over here. You see what I'm saying? And so combining these has been the most powerful way for us to be able to generate so many leads. And here's the cool thing. They're coming in inbound. Like people will reach out to me that I've never really spoken to before and be like, Jason, dude, I've just binged like 7, 8, 9 videos of yours over the last couple hours, man. And yeah, can you tell me about it? And so like they feel like they know me already. And this is what happens when people start to binge your content. They feel like they know you. And this is the power of it. Now, let's kind of go over cadence and how we go about doing this. So when it comes to Facebook, or we'll call like your top of funnel, your tribe funnel, if you will, where you're building your tribe and generating traffic and all that good stuff. If you're a newbie and you're under $20,000 a month, then my recommendation for you is you just freaking post like 5-6 days a week, if not 7. The point is you're posting more to develop the skill set. You're trying to develop data. You're trying to gather data to see what topics work, what messaging, meaning what words that I'm saying are working and not working. So you're collecting data, right? That's the point. And you want to follow a cadence like I teach, which is connection. So you want to have a connection post. This is where you are sharing your lifestyle, values, beliefs, maybe what you stand for, what you stand against, things that are going to attract the right people to you, repel the wrong people away from you. And if you want to see some examples of this, in the link in the description, I do have a link to our my 5 post swipe file that shows the 5 main types of posts and a bonus one. So there's a 6th one in there that have helped us be able to generate collectively over 7 figures in sales from online health and fitness industry. And so feel free to like swipe that. You could steal my exact post. And so there's connection, and then there's going to be authority. Authority is where you're like teaching people something, where you're educating them. You're helping to provide insights and light bulb moments and epiphanies. Right? It's not just like here's how to and like giving them a workout if you're in fitness. It's like helping them to get the same insights and epiphanies you've had, and it works really well by you just sharing stories, your own personal story, client stories on how you've come to these epiphanies of what you now know to be true, and giving them some actionable steps that they could take to be able to start getting micro results. This is what's going to get people to trust you. When you hear people say know, like, and trust you, well, know you is by sharing connection stuff and sharing helpful content. And that's going to get them to know and like you. To trust you, giving them actionable things that they can actually do to start getting results in advance. And then there's influence content. Influence content is where you're shifting people's perspective. Like your audience is going to have these commonly held beliefs. They're going to be taking actions that are likely not giving them the results they want. It's like Napoleon Hill says in Think and Grow Rich. Everything is rooted. I don't know if he said it like this, right? But this is how I've interpreted it. Everything is rooted from identity, right? So if somebody's sitting in your audience and they currently believe themselves to be a certain identity, an overweight person, a struggling coach, whatever it is. And that identity creates these beliefs, and these beliefs start to form these thought patterns, and these thought patterns start to generate an emotional state, a charge in their nervous system, and that generates their actions. Those actions get them results. And so influence content is designed to help shift them here in their thinking. We want to shift their thinking and their beliefs and help them step into a new identity. And when you do this effectively, when you say the right words in the right way to the right people, you will get people to start taking different actions, which in this case, it's to your call to actions. And that's what gets more people in your inbox. It's not magic, my friend. It is literally psychology. And then the last type of content that we do in this cadence is conversion. This is where you're posting indirect or direct content. And last week, I think I shared some examples of this. And again, in the swipe file, I have plenty of examples of this. But you're doing invites to a live workshop or to a challenge you're hosting. You're writing content and you have a good call to action saying like, hey, I'm going to be doing this live workshop showing moms over 40 how to lose 30 pounds in the next 90 days. Does anybody want an invite? Right? And like something like that. That's not the best iteration of a call to action or whatever, but that's the point, right? Or if I was doing this for my audience, I might be like, hey, and if you want to see the exact new content system that we've developed that's helping us generate between 10 to 25 new inbound leads every single day, 100% organically, then what I want you to do is I want you to drop in the comment section, say the word inbound lead. And what I'll do is I'll send you an invite to an upcoming training we have, blah, 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 right? Something like that. You see what I'm saying? And then what happens when you do that, people will say, I want to see that, or I don't want to see that. But the people that say, I want to see that, you can then reach out to them. And again, this doesn't have to just be manual outreach. You can also send them to landing pages and get people to opt in and get their emails and phone numbers and all that good stuff, right? And then there's the other side of conversion content where it's more direct, where it would be like me saying, hey, if you're looking to build a consistent $20,000 to $30,000 per month online fitness business in the next 4 months, and you want to do so in a way that actually gets you away from posting content every day, running expensive ads, freaking chasing and bothering 50 to 100 leads a day in DMs. You want to do none of that stuff, and you want to actually learn how to be able to post the right types of content, say the right words in the right way to the right people to start generating more inbound leads. And you want to, right? That would be me doing more a direct call to action to. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what conversion content's about: indirect and direct hooks and calls to action that will get your audience to move forward. And so we like to have a nice cadence through those things. When you do this effectively, you will have a lot of people reaching out to you, especially when you're staying diverse. Now, if you've been in the game for a minute, you're doing, maybe $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 per month, I recommend posting less content, but focusing more on better quality, right? Spending time actually coming up with good long form content, spending time writing out really good posts. Maybe you're doing less, maybe you're doing 6 days a week or 7 days a week before, but in this stage, you should be focusing on maybe 3 to 4 quality posts, like things that dude, if somebody gets a hold of this thing, you're going to give them these massive epiphanies, these massive insights. And your focus should be on driving traffic to your long form content. Whether it's you driving traffic to live workshops, to challenges, to YouTube videos, that should be your focus, is less content creation, but more promotion of your long form content. Does that make sense? And so that's the absolute key. So that's what I have for you in today's video. I see so many people that are just focused on short form content and trying to gain followers, but then they can't sell, and that's the reason. It's like they're only focusing on, it's like they're trying to just put together this little tiny small piece of a puzzle constantly, and they're not actually focused on the stuff that really matters, which is driving traffic to long form content. And then in your long form content, you being able to say the right words in the right way, in the right order to the right people, that's what's going to get people over the edge and into your DMs. So, and if you want to see a live demonstration of how this is done, I will be doing a live training. So the live training is going to be next week. So depending on when you're watching this, you could catch it live, or if you're watching this sometime in the future, welcome. You can get access to the recording. So if you want to see this training where I'm going to literally break down this entire content ecosystem to how we are personally generating 10 to 25 new inbound leads every single day, and you want to do it in a way where you're not posting tons of content, we're running no paid ads right now with this, and we're definitely not DMing 50 to 100 people a day for sure. gross. We'd probably make more money, I don't know, but we're not doing that. We're doing pretty damn well. So if you want to see how that is, drop in the comment section, say the word content training. And when you put that in there, what I'll do is I will send you over a link for you to be able to get access to either the live, if it's before, or if it's after, to the recording of this training. So you can be able to model what we're doing, take what works, implement it, and rock and roll. So as always, my friend, I hope you have an amazing day. Get out there. Don't be afraid to speak your damn message. People need to hear you. As always, be seen, be heard, and be impactful.